basically this room the entire day for all of the first day of Xbox Talks. And first up, I'd like to introduce you to is Jason Ronald, Vice President of Next Generation, to talk about the future of Xbox.
Woo!
Thank you guys very much. I'm excited to be here this morning and kicking off GDC for Xbox. GDC is one of the most exciting times of the year because it's the time that we as an industry get together and just really share our best practices, what we're learning, the challenges that we're facing. And for those of us on Team Xbox, this is really an opportunity to share how we think about the future of Xbox and how do we build it together with the developers in the room, the developers all around the world, and the community.
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream, I dream of you amid the flowers for a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day. I dream of the places I've been with you. Always start with a street flowing by. And then when I kiss you, I heard you so near. Tell me why you're so shy. Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream, come and dream amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day.
It's been a crazy year for the Xbox. Been a crazy year for Microsoft. You got new leadership. Old leadership pushed out. Fans who loved Phil Spencer all of a sudden don't worry about Phil Spencer. Everybody want to take pictures with the new boss. She comes from Copilot with absolutely no gaming background whatsoever, not in leadership. She don't need to be playing video games. That don't even matter. What does matter is where is she at? Does she know her customer? Does she have passion for this type of entertainment? Because that's actually necessary. It's necessary for you to understand art and how important it is and how sacred it is, and in order to maintain or to gain any type of quality in the gaming space, that you need to respect and understand that these artists need to express themselves in the way that they plan to express themselves. Instead, she's part of Microsoft's failing Copilot program. And I don't say that to be mean, it's just the fact of the facts. And she's came over to Xbox, and it's obvious as to why. It's just that y'all don't want to believe why. Shit, she was part of the program that was already had Copilot making games on the fly. Before we check out anything, let's look at the fine print. It says, a new series of AI experience where Copilot becomes the game. The brief interactive adventures allow you to engage with immersive worlds using your Xbox controller or keyboard, while Copilot generates the game pixels in real time as you play. So understand that as you play, they have Copilot building this game as you play. This is something they're testing and already using. You can find this video on Microsoft's official Copilot channel if you want to see it for yourself. But yeah, That's where we are with that. And she was a part of that. And that's who leads now. This was a year ago. This was a year ago. This was before she was taking over Xbox. Satya must have saw this and said, hey, you might as well take over Xbox. You might as well take over our gaming network because we're going to put AI in our gaming network. And that's probably the goal, is to get gamers to say, I want to play this type of game. And then the damn AI will generate the game for you as you play. Could be far in the future, but it could be something that they want to do. Shit might be near. AI is growing so fast you don't even know. So if she has any experience in the gaming space, it's turning current Xbox games into an AI generated game, and he chose her to be the boss. And so Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond is gone with very little information as to why. One retired, one resigned. Nobody knows why, but we all know why. We know that Phil Spencer wanted Sarah Bond to be the boss, to take over his place. He was grooming her for years. She was sitting down at GDC, sitting down at all the conferences, and flying to China and going to Africa and doing all these things, pushing the Xbox brand, and they cut her off for her. Phil Spencer, he retired in a week. Not the end of the fiscal year. No. They let him go. And they had him retire because that's what they do to CEOs. They have them retire. He was planning to retire, but they pushed him out because there's something that they need to do as soon as possible. So that's why everything seems rushed. In 3 weeks, you got a new console announced. You got new leadership. You got this AI announcement. You got all these different announcements that need to be talked about. It's because they're in a rush for some reason. And I think it's that Copilot is dying. And because Copilot is dying, they need to get as many people utilizing Copilot as soon as possible. And so here we are. Recently, there was a GDC, and GDC told a lot about the state of Xbox, about where it's going, and why these Xbox communities are damaging Xbox more than they realize. Jason Ronald spoke at GDC, talking about the new Xbox Helix. They announced it on Twitter, and Xbox fans everywhere were going crazy. Well, not really going crazy. You could still feel that they felt that something was off. And it was off. Announcing something like that on Twitter ain't even Xbox like. They'd have a trailer. They would have it at the Game Awards, or they'll have it at their Developer Direct. They'll have it somewhere where they've already gathered gamers, instead of picking one sector of gamers where the most toxic of Xbox gamers reside. But they had a GDC, and they talked about the Helix. And this is the plan of the announcement of Helix at GDC. This is what Jason Ronald, one of many speakers for that week, and we'll get on the other people too, but Jason Ronald was real telling at one gigantic issue that Xbox needs to take care of. And it shows the state of Xbox and why the Helix may be dead on arrival. You see, Jason Ronald spoke on the 11th of March, and the title of the presentation was Building for the Future with Xbox, presented by Microsoft Xbox. Not building for the future of Xbox, but building for the future with Xbox. And we all know that Xbox no longer means the console. They've said this plenty of time. It's the actual brand. They call the Asus ROG an Xbox. They call everything an Xbox that they want to call an Xbox. Your Amazon Fire Stick is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. They had a whole campaign about this and that is an Xbox. And yes, they deleted the campaign, but it's still the same thing. They still worded as an Xbox. Building for the future with Xbox. They don't mean a console. You're not building for the future with a console. You're building for the future with Xbox as a brand, not Xbox as a console. But what else is funny is the people he intended to watch and listen to this. He's at GDC, Game Development Conference, right? the game developer, it was for developers, right? The point of the GDC is for you to present something to them, or them to present something to you. It has nothing to do with gamers, nothing to do with YouTubers. It's all business, right? And as I said, you can't go into these type of places with a gamer mind, but still, this is all business. This is all networking for different developers to network with each other, different developers to network with other companies, try to get funding. People were there trying to sell mocap equipment, trying to sell VR stuff, showing off VR stuff. Everybody's there to network and show what they've been doing to each other as peers. In fact, if you look at the intended audience for the building for the future of Xbox that Jason Ronald spit, it was for game developers, technical leaders, and studio decision makers building for console, PC, cloud, or emerging devices who want strategic insight into Xbox's platform direction, tools, and long-term vision, especially those interested in creating seamless, connected player experiences and scaling games across a flexible, evolving ecosystem. That's who the intended fucking conference was for. And who felt like they should show up, show their faces, and talk about it on Twitter? Xbox fans.
Sessions with a very interesting talk from the guys at ID Software for Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm going to be completely honest, I did not understand a single thing that they were talking about, because it was about render engines and how they process each pixel and all of the information that they use. It was very, very humbling, because I literally did not understand almost anything about the whole thing, but it was very, very interesting. Definitely something that I need to read more upon.
Bro, look at the size of the queue, yeah? For the Xbox thing, and look at these breads. That means these breads have been here since like 8 a.m. Shit, dedication. Parasocial things. Oh look, speaking of parasocial, bro, is that? Oh, that's spaghetti. Oh shit.
Yeah, they was having a good time. They were all up there and front of the line and all throughout the line, and to go see Jason Ronald talk about the Xbox and hope that they can go and bring back their YouTube channels, some great information about what's going on with Xbox, and this would be a great time and a great thing and a great deal, and not understanding half the shit that's being said or just being there. And what's that's not really the problem, right? That is a problem, to have this gigantic amount of people, and all these guys, like I promise you, like 80% of the people there are YouTubers. There are so many YouTube videos of Jason Ronald. There's so many guys, people, and of different videos that I've seen that were at this, and it's just like, whoa, like, bro, they didn't even have a big space. It looked like they had a space for like 50 people, if that. And gamers came from across the globe. But what's even more concerning is look at the presentation that Jason Ronald had.
Gaming's always been in Microsoft's DNA, and it was really funny putting this together, because Microsoft Flight Simulator is the oldest franchise in the history of Microsoft. Microsoft Flight Simulator was released in 1982, 3 years before Windows itself had actually been released. And when you go back and you look at the screenshots with the eye-popping resolution of 320 by 200, the fact that you could run this in 64K of RAM, like, who would have ever thought we would need anything more than this?
Do you see the issue here? There's plenty of pictures and all that all over Twitter. And this is the second row, and then you got some guys in the front row. And as you can see that it's a very small room. Right, a very, very small room. They're all the way up on that TV, bro. They're all the way up on that stage. Like, that's a small room, right? And in the front, you don't really have too many people up front other than YouTubers. Second row, YouTubers. Third row, YouTubers. There's pictures all over. You see Paris Lily up front, Destin up front. This is from Xbox One or One, whatever it's called. They do little thing. It used to be Xbox Era or something, I forgot. But they changed the name to like One or some shit. Like, clear Xbox dudes, not developers, YouTubers, all over this conference. Jason Ronald is doing a presentation for game developers, for leaders, for decision makers, for people who make games and want to be in the ecosystem. And he is speaking to fucking YouTubers. That's like what I mean by there's an issue with Microsoft getting too chummy with its fans. Because this isn't a good sign for Xbox. This might be why the Helix is DOA. Not because of them. No. It's sad that they're there. And they shouldn't be there because this is for developers. And this is a presentation for developers. Like, he's speaking to people for no reason right now. Nobody in the front row, back row, I'm telling you, like 80% of these people were YouTubers. And no developers were interested in Xbox. If there was interest in Xbox, it wouldn't be full of YouTubers. Full of people who this pitch doesn't matter to. He's literally on stage for no reason right now. He's delivering this message to people that won't do anything with the message. He's pitching the new Xbox and the new way to develop and all these new tools, and you got people giggling. They don't know how significant this is. They don't know how important this is. This is why GDC is there. This is why Microsoft paid him to be there. Not only is it concerning that Asha didn't present anything for Xbox at all. She didn't present anything. They threw Sarah Bond to the fire, bro. She had to presentate like 2 weeks on the job. And she didn't even present at GDC where they're pitching, what they're going to do in the future of Xbox. And they ran into YouTubers and they only attended this. There were several different speakings. Very important speakings that if they really cared about gaming in their channel would have been some interesting topics to talk about with Xbox on their channel with. And they didn't attend. They came here because they thought that they were going to get a leg up in the front row seat at the delivery of the Xbox Helix, and they got absolutely nothing other than Windows. But even that, it's not even, like I said, it's not even that. It's just that the fact that they don't have boundaries to let Xbox grow. Because these seats should have been for developers. I don't know how many developers saw that gigantic line of people to go into this small conference room and was like, fuck, I can't even get in. I can't even listen to this presentation that is meant for me, a games studio director. And I can't because I see Paris Lilly, waiting at the door at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like just him and his people, and they like, what is all these fans doing here? It's the same exact thing that happened to E3, and that's why E3 crumbled. E3 crumbled because they let fans in. It's because they mixed business and fans. Nobody can get their message across because fans were waiting to play these games that the journalists were supposed to be playing so they could put news on what's coming out. No, it was just people who wanted to try a game like it was a damn conference. Like it was a Comic-Con or something. And it ruined E3. And that's what ruined E3. It's because news couldn't get around anymore because people just was wanting to come there and play games. And now people are coming to E3 specifically for Xbox because Xbox has this relationship with their community, are coming there like they're invited. And Microsoft didn't want to disinvite them, I guess, or tell them not to go. It's not, they should have known. They're not a game developer. And Microsoft is currently trying to pitch a new way to develop. They've been doing this every year. And so now the information is muddied. Now, developers didn't get that information from Jason Ronald himself. Now they have to go to a video and watch that. And the video ain't even up for this from Microsoft yet. So now they're getting, different pitches from different people elsewhere and have to get this delayed simply because the line was too long because it was full of YouTubers and they couldn't fit in there and didn't want to stand up. because Paris Lilly want to sit in the front. All these dudes, dude in the red, all these dudes, they're all YouTubers. Dude in the red actually did more work. This dude right here, the black dude in the red on, I actually went and found his channel too, and saw that he actually gave some great information about Play Anywhere and what's going on with how they're doing with their new Xbox mode. Check it out.
Oh, sorry, one second. I just went into
But
this
it's actually the
screen
entire
saver.
PC catalog
Just put
out
it
there
back
because
on
it is
there.
a Windows game.
This is the Xbox mode,
I can go into desktop.
formerly known as the Xbox full screen experience, but this is Xbox
Really,
mode. It
this
boots
stays from your
directly
location with Xbox
from
games.
Windows when you boot directly into the Xbox mode, so you can pick up
Right where you left off.
You can play your games right away. It doesn't even load the Windows desktop.
No, it doesn't no more. Not no more.
It's still there if you want it. You can basically swap basically. So,
PC wise, like obviously it's gamepad. So
right now, for example, if I go right here, I can go at the bottom and I can say, take me to Windows Desktop. But it's not just switching to Windows Desktop, it actually loads it.
Loads it.
By default, it will not be loaded at all.
So through this, I was able to think about something actually with the whole Xbox mode, and one flaw that they're going to have to deal with Xbox mode, especially if you're doing it on PC or an Asus ROG. I mean, that's where you're going to be doing that, right? Asus ROG or a PC, laptop, or whatever you're going to use it on. You don't need Xbox mode for Xbox, right? Unless you're pretending that your Xbox is a PC, but still. So you have Xbox mode, right? And he's saying that Windows isn't even loaded, right? It's just Xbox mode and you can play Xbox games, and that's nice. That's nice. That's pretty. That's beautiful. But what happens when you want to switch to Steam games? Like, so what happens then? Like, one of the biggest draws to this device and the reason why Xbox mode exists, or not even exists, but you know, one of the things, especially with this new Xbox having multiple stores in it, if it has Steam in it, how are you going to get to it then? So then now you're going to have to leave Xbox mode and then load Windows that wasn't loaded before, and now you're going to have to take all this time to then load Windows and then get the rest of your library. So then it's not seamless to have your library all intact because you have to start loading shit. I'm not saying anything wrong or right. I'm just saying that these are the little points that they don't want to point out. They try to make it seem real convenient, but in reality, like, how long is it going to take for you to load up Windows? You know what I'm saying? And like, then what happens if it needs downloads and updates, and then you have to go through all that, you know, just to get to your Steam? People aren't going to use Xbox mode if you could play your Xbox games in Windows mode, which I know you can, because then you'll have your whole library to go through, and you will still have to run things in the background. This whole Xbox mode is useless unless you only want to play Xbox. So, I mean, there's that.
So when you're in the Xbox mode right here, you can access your games. And the cool thing is, because the games, for example, like Gears of War that are Xbox Play Anywhere, that means you buy the game once, then you get both the console, Xbox console, and the Xbox on PC version.
When did they update that?
This is the new Gears of War that Reloaded that came out just a few months ago.
No, when did they update? You know, you can just buy. You know, you can play it on console also. Well, has it always been like that? Because I know it was some problems when it first came out.
Well, it depends on the title. It's basically, if it's titled, it is Xbox Play Anywhere.
Okay.
So there's about like over 1,500 titles right now in our catalog that are Xbox Play Anywhere. Then you can basically, essentially, you buy the game once, and then it's accessible both on the console and on the PC. Your save game travels with you.
What if I buy a disc-based version of it?
A disc-based version is going to be just on the console, of course, because we don't have a way to verify your entitlement to it.
Oh, okay.
There's no disc on these devices.
Okay.
So,
See, now this guy, Mr. Right Way with a W, Mr. Right Way, like the name, not right, but W, Right Way. Go check out his channel, because at least he was asking questions. At least he came up there not to fanboy, but to be a gamer and ask questions. And one question he asked was a great question: is if you have a Play Anywhere physically, then it won't work. So you have to buy it digitally. Okay, so any Play Anywhere games that you got, if you have it physically, you won't be able to play it digitally. Now, I don't know if they're gonna let you transfer if you have physical to digital, but I guess right now you can't, because that's what he just said. And if that's the case, well then you're gonna have to buy the game all over again if you have it physically. So shout out to all those who collected physical games, who have games that are in play anywhere. But if it's physical, you can't play it anywhere. So that's a shock to the system that you're gonna have when you have to deal with this new Xbox that come out if you buy it, because you may have play anywhere games, but if they're physical, they're not gonna be playable.
It's the benefit of the digital version or of Game Pass as well. Because on Game Pass, we actually have a lot of titles that are XBA. All of our first-party titles from Microsoft and Xbox, basically, starting with 2023 and up, basically are Xbox Play Anywhere.
Does it have to be constantly connected to the internet?
No.
To play?
You can actually play offline as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, as long as you've connected once to the internet, you basically get, I think the license is about 14 days.
So you gotta connect every 14 days?
Yeah, you can basically just go, you can go play, you can play offline, and then when you reconnect later, it's gonna sync your save back to the cloud. If you've unlocked achievements along the way, your achievements are all gonna unlock when
That's
you
good.
reconnect.
Okay.
But yes, you can play fully offline.
Okay.
And yeah, it's super cool. It's all part of the Xbox Network services that are integrated.
I mean, look, you got to do a 14-day check-in. You know, it's better than an everyday check-in, and you know, everybody has the internet. You know, especially if you're on the road or you take a 2-week vacation and that place doesn't have Wi-Fi. You can still do, you know, hotspot on your phone. There's ways to get it done. There's steps, but then there's ways. You know what I mean? It's just that don't think that you're going to be able to just go on the go and play. But still, I'm not even being negative. It is what it is. You guys know what the Aces ROG is. It's not even the point. It's just that this guy is asking the right questions. Go check him out. At least he asked some questions that a lot of these guys haven't asked. And he's asking the right questions. And I still need to hear somebody ask if Xbox Live is going to be something that you need to pay for on the Helix scene that is a quote-unquote PC console hybrid. But then it takes us to the other side of the whole thing. Is that what exactly were they selling you? What exactly is the Helix, and what are the ups and downs, the pluses and minuses of this console hybrid PC? I'm just flat out say it's a Windows device. It's not a console. They might want to dress it up as a console. They might want to say it's a console. They might want to do all this. At the end of the day, it's going to play PC games, and the entirety of this GDC that they had were Windows based. It's based on pushing Windows, pushing AI in Xbox. That's what it was all about. I mean, Sarah Bond and Lisa Su told us this much 8 months ago.
Moving forward, AMD will go beyond building custom chips for Xbox consoles to designing a full roadmap of gaming-optimized chips combining the power of Ryzen and Radeon for consoles, handhelds, PCs, and the cloud.
At Xbox, our vision is for you to play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want. That's why we're investing in our next-generation hardware lineup across console, handheld, PC, cloud, and accessories. I am thrilled to share we've established a strategic multi-year partnership with AMD to co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next-generation Xbox console.
You see, they say it right there. They know that you want a console. But because they have a relationship with you, they're going to have to say it, these little white lies. Like, oh, it's going to be the next Xbox console. It's going to be a Windows device. It's going to be a Windows device. They say make Windows the best place to play. They say build for Xbox on PC. Our unified GDK build for millions of Windows gaming PCs, Windows gaming handhelds, and next-gen consoles. So build for PC first. Build for Windows, not even just PC. It's all about Windows and whatever carries Windows, because they need you to get on Windows every day, all day, every day. It's not about they just can't like tell you the bad news because they've built this relationship with you. They can't move on with their products because they built this relationship with you, and it's affecting their business and it's affecting your experiences. For example, check this fine print. Now, before I squint my eyes and try to read this to you, just understand that it entails that one of my theories that I said, I think I forgot who I was talking to, but I was talking about how they're going to, or they may put these features on this chip in tiers. And this is AMD's video talking about their partnership with Microsoft. And it has a very interesting bit of fine print that states as much, or that alludes to as much. And it says, certain AMD technologies may require third-party enablement or activation. Supported features may vary by operating system. Please confirm with the system manufacturer for specific features. No technology or product can be completely secure. All right? So Microsoft maybe, especially in the first sentence, certain AMD technologies may require third party, being Microsoft, enablement or activation. Supported features may vary by operating system. So, operating system being Windows. So, it's scary to even think about what they aren't telling you. You know what I mean? But it's always got to be somewhere legally. And if you look for it, you'll find it. And it's in the fine print. And nobody saw this. But of course me, because I'm going to bring y'all the facts. You know what time it is. It's what Daydreams about. But be very aware of this. Because there's no reason they would put this. This is bad news. Fine print is always bad news for the company. And usually for you. And that's why it's bad news for the company. Because they wouldn't need this up. Certain AMD technologies may require third-party enablement or activation, meaning that they're going to use that AI to activate. And they might be based on tiers with Game Pass. It may be based on tiers with a new system or a new subscription that Microsoft charges you to make you get higher frame rates and higher resolutions. They're bragging about what they're going to do in the future of this console, or this chip, or these devices. I believe it's just a chip and software, to be honest. I think that Xbox is going to be anything with this chip in it and Windows. That's what I think it is. That's what I think they're going to continue to push and act like there's a third party. Act like there's a first party console when this chip is first party. Windows is first party. So they're going to use that as, oh, that's first party. That's what I believe, because I don't see them, they're not making money in the console space, so why would they continue to make consoles? It's just my thing. You know what I mean? Like that's a business, that's just thinking on the business side as a business person, not thinking about the gamer side as a gamer. As a gamer, why not build an Xbox? But as on the business side, they've been so horrible in the hardware space that, again, they had to talk to their fucking investors about it. And that's embarrassing. They want to get out of this space. Clearly, Satya Nadella always wanted to get out of this space. They're never saying that Xbox consoles will forever be here. Like Jason Ronald will say some stupid shit like that. But Jason Ronald also said, that the Xbox Series S and X are exactly the same. The only difference is resolution. He'll say whatever it takes for you guys to just not tweet him bad things. But from where it looks like and where it stands at, they're going to have multiple consoles and they're going to have multiple capabilities. And even the most powerful one may be stuck behind a paywall because, again, as it says in this fine print, certain AMD technologies may require third-party enablement or activation. They say this to say, hey, this ain't us. This them. This is not us. This is them. And there's going to be a certain way you enable it. And the fact that it's AI, and then AI is a software that can control what graphics go out and what don't. It can just simply cut the AI off and have it go just straight off of hardware like it normally does. Just pay attention is all I'm saying. There's a lot going on very, very fast. But this was 8 months ago. But still, it's a lot going on very, very fast. And there's a lot of information that they are not telling you. And I think that the developers are already privy to this. I think they're already privy to what Microsoft is doing because they've been doing stuff like this for years. Microsoft has always been, since the Xbox One, they have been the place that people just don't want to build games on anymore. The 360, they want to build games. It was easy. It was simple. It was cheap. People were there. They were buying it. And so they got a lot of different stuff, a lot of exclusives, a lot of third-party games coming to there. And then the Xbox One slowly fell off. And then the Xbox Series fell off completely to where they don't even want to use Windows. People don't even want to use the Windows Store. Just think about it. On PC, it's Steam, right? That's where all the games go. They don't go to Windows because gamers don't like Windows. But Microsoft is pushing everybody to go to Windows. Hey, build for Windows first, and then they can go to everywhere else. And that's why this slide exists. It says if you build for Xbox first, then you have broad industry support for free, which includes Steam, Nintendo, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Unreal, and Unity, and much more. But you got to build for Windows first. That's the key. You got to build for us first. Please build for us first. We know you don't want to build for us. We know the customers don't want to come to us. So build for us first, and then we'll help you guys build for the more popular places that's going to make you money. We just need to be included because we're not relevant anymore. And so they were at GDC trying to build relevancy. They had conference after conference, speaker after speaker that these YouTube people who were at the Xbox One didn't attend, didn't put videos out on. But these were important things so you can understand what Microsoft is actually telling these developers, because they're not talking to you, they're talking to developers. This is business stuff. And so more of the truth on what actually needs to happen, because Microsoft needs, for Xbox brand to grow, they need developers to build for that. They need it badly. And so they did conference after conference, and they didn't cover all conferences. They just thought that there was going to be some Xbox Helix stuff that they could come back to their channels and pretend excited about. If they would have covered more, then they would have realized that Windows was actually the basis of this GDC. Look at this. Get your PC game ready for Xbox in one day. So they're talking to PC developers to get their game ready for Xbox, but it has to be a Windows game. So they want you, the developer, to make a Windows game, and we'll have it, and you'll be able to have your your game ready for the Xbox console in one day. It's all using Xbox to sell Windows to developers, because that's what they need to do. They need to grow Windows. Like Sarah Bond said,
That's why we're working closely with the Windows team to ensure that Windows is the #1 platform for gaming.
and the GDC conference was doing exactly that. And you can tell because every single speaking had something to do with Windows, enhancing Windows, gaming for Windows. And if it wasn't for that, it was for AI. They had fucking advanced shader delivery on Windows because, it takes about 30, 40 minutes to get your shader delivery. Jason Ronald even talked about it in the Xbox conference thing. Talked about shaders and what they got to do with Xbox. What is shaders got to? He mentioned Windows more than he mentioned Xbox. That's what's funny. And it's like you got the advanced shaders, and they're selling this new technology to developers because when they start to pretend Xbox is a PC, you got to make sure that you don't have PC headaches. And so they have an advanced shader delivery on Windows, but it's for Windows. So you got to be on Windows. So you can't be on Steam on OS and get this. See, they're making it better to play on Windows and Steam. There's low-key a battle between them and Steam OS. You got to use Steam on Windows if you can. I don't even know. I'm not a PC guy, but I know Steam has a Steam OS, and I know the Steam Deck is using Steam OS, and I know that the Steam machine is going to be using Steam OS, and they're still going to have to deal with shader issues. You feel me? But, you'll have advanced shader delivery on Windows. It's all a ploy, bro. Same thing we're here. Evolving DirectX for the ML era of Windows. I don't even know what half of this means. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what an ML era is for this, whatever era this is. But still, it's about Windows. This is at GDC. It's about pushing Windows. You know what I'm saying? DirectX gaming. And I guess they're going to, it's all about making games for Windows back to back to back to back. Bringing console level GPU tools to Windows. You feel me? It's like if they would only attend all of them, like you would get this information, bro. Like just this right here would have been, I would have loved to sit and listen to this. And it's DirectX bringing console level GPU tools to Windows. And you're telling me that this thing that they're making is going to be a console? No, it's going to be Windows based. Windows is PC. It's not console based. Windows going to have Windows issues. You know? And that goes into why Windows? Why are they pushing Windows so hard? I mean, it's already trash, right? And it's already a lot of questions behind that. And a lot of Windows gamers don't like Windows. They like Steam. So why go to Windows? Like, why are they pushing Windows so hard in the first place? But then it goes back to why they hired Asha. It's because Copilot. You see, they want to continuously push Copilot. It's all about AI. Xbox is nothing more than a tool to get you into AI. That's all it is. It's all it's ever been. It's all it will ever be. Windows is the window to AI. We can't have a console and Windows, and AI at the same time. It's too close. You don't have enough freedom. They want you to get used to AI playing video games, and then you can switch over to Windows and use AI for the other stuff. They're gonna want AI to build games at some point. They're gonna want AI to learn from you and pretend, and they already got AI executives pretending to play video games and like Xbox already.
Hello and welcome to the official Xbox podcast, the only podcast that comes to you from inside Xbox. I'm Ethan, and today we are digging into the recent updates to the Xbox platform, including AI, Xbox Play Anywhere, cloud, and more. We have Fatima Kardar and Jason Ronald here as our experts on all things AI and the Xbox platform. Fatima, Jason, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Let's dive right into it. Fatima, you're the CVP of Gaming AI. Incredible job title. Tell me about your role.
So first, I have the best job in the world.
Oh. Wow.
Because I think AI is such an interesting space, but gaming is an even more interesting space, and I get to look at the intersection of two such amazing things and see how they come together. So I get to kind of imagine what's in the future with gaming and AI.
It's real crazy because gamers never ask for AI to be in gaming. Gamers don't want AI to be in gaming. We just want gaming to be gaming. We want it to be an art form made by humans for humans to have a human experience in gaming. But this is Fatima, and you can't blame her. She got a good job and she's happy where she's at. But it still shows just how much Microsoft is pushing this AI agenda to where she's sitting next to Jason Ronald. This is last year. She was also at GDC last year having a whole speech about gaming and AI. But last year it was more about helping the gamer beat a game, right? It was more about helping them with a difficult situation and finding different ways. It was all just a ploy to try to get more information out of gamers in the first place. And they just wanted gamers to use it. But now they're going even further by having conferences about how the developer can help with AI. The title of the session was Gaming AI at Xbox, Responsible Innovation for Gameplay Experiences, presented by Microsoft Xbox. But like I said, gamers don't care about the why. I hope developers don't care about going that deep into it as far as innovation for gameplay. I mean, they should be making the gameplay, not fucking AI. But you can also see what the attendees will gain in this session. Attendees will gain insights into how AI could shape the way game creators think about gameplay experiences in the future, how AI helps solve design challenges, which makes sense. Challenges and it'd be easier for that, sure, but while creating great player experiences. But I don't know if an AI would know what a great player experience is more than a developer would, and how developers can get involved in shaping the future of AI in gaming. And it's just like, developers, do it if you want to, and you're gonna lose your job. They're literally trying to push y'all out. Why do you need to help AI? You know what I mean? Get involved in shaping the future. Please, of AI and gaming, stop it. They want to take y'all jobs. They do. They want to. Everything from art to game design, they want AI to take over. Microsoft is leading it, bro. Leading that bullshit. And they're using a gaming company to do it. That's why Windows is being pushed so hard. That's why all this stuff is happening as fast as it's happening, because their AI is dying in comparison to other AIs. Google's doing great. They're not, but they invested so much money into it that they have to use something to get to something. And they pushed Phil out and put Asha in order to lead this bridge in between gaming and AI and force feed AI into developers. But first you got to get them into Windows. There's a whole chain of events going on. You got to get the players to play your stuff. And so you got to pretend that you're making a console, even though you're making a PC, to get them to buy this PC console hybrid, quote unquote, just to get Windows. And then Met builds Windows and gets more people using Windows. And then they're getting the developers to actually build games for Windows, because gamers don't like Windows Store, but console gamers don't know better. They just want to play their console games, but they're pretending that these consoles are on Windows. And then so they're going to try to have them convince them into going into Windows, which also is trying to convince them to use Windows to help with Copilot AI by trying to have gaming use AI. And so people can say that they're using the Copilot AI to have Copilot AI have more retention and people using it, and then charge a subscription service for a device that will have a subscription service around it, to where you can't activate some of these devices with this AI AMD chip in it unless Microsoft has you use a service or a tier or whatever they're going to do to have that. There's just so much going on. It's like a chain of events that's connected all of this stuff together within the past year. Within the past year, all of this stuff is getting connected together. That is ultra fast, because AI is growing ultra fast, and they're losing AI in the AI race as fast as they gained it. So they need gamers to use Windows. They need developers to use Windows. And they need both of them to use Copilot, so they can put services on Copilot and charge you for Copilot, like they doing Windows 365 right now, or whatever they call it, 365, to where they got Copilot. They call it Copilot 365 or something now. And it's like $30 a month or some shit. But they want gamers to utilize it more, to make more people utilize it. And they want developers to utilize it more, put it in their business. It's just, they just want to grow Copilot. That's it. They want to grow Windows gaming to grow Copilot. It's just that's the direction. They're the only ones in the gaming space, other than cell phones or an Nvidia. Nvidia's pushing the AI into their cards too, but they're not even want to call themselves a gaming company anymore. But Sony isn't doing it at this level. Nintendo isn't doing it at this level. Steam isn't even doing it at this level, but Microsoft is. And right now, Microsoft in every facet of the gaming space is the least relevant. And so they need to become relevant. And so because of all the different moves that led up into today, ultimately the Xbox that comes out, whatever the name will be, but the Project Helix will be dead on arrival. There ain't no other way about it. They're hurting themselves. Xbox gamers are hurting them by taking up spaces for these game developers to sit into these conferences. And so these game developers can't get sold Windows Store, which can't get sold Copilot, which then can't get sold back to you. You ain't gonna have the games on there. You ain't gonna have the licenses. You ain't gonna have this. You ain't gonna have that. You're gonna be at the same weakness that you were all these years. And it's just a recipe for disaster. They don't know what they are doing after 25 years. 25 years in gaming. And you don't know what to fucking do. That's crazy. But they never had a plan. They never cared. They never wanted to do anything with gaming. They always wanted to take advantage of the gamer to build other facets of something that they're doing in their business. Xbox started with Windows, like I said, and it's ending with Windows. But in between that, it was TV. It was cloud. It was services. Just always something other than the main course. trying to overcomplicate it, something as simple as making a game. And that's, I don't know. Y'all can look at it for however y'all want to look at it, but after all these years of me being right, shit, y'all niggas calling me wrong is just a...
Daydream. I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream. I dream of you amid the flowers for a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day. I dream of the places I've been with you. Always sad with the street flowing by. Remember when I kissed you, I heard you so near. Tell me why you're so shy. Daydream. I fell